Hey guys, it is Armedfro here again. I am back. I actually have my Wi-Fi up, and it is going, and I am actually going to be trying to do at least 2 battles a week, and I will be updating my Facebook a lot more, so I am officially back, and I got here with an OU match versus Immortal. Looking at his team, it seems like Landers would be the best bet because pretty much anything, like either U-turn or do whatever. I know he's going to switch out of here because this is a really bad matchup for him, and usually Magnazones carry HP Fire, so I'm going to go for the U-turn and go into my Troll. This Sableye is such a freaking troll against this guy. He hates this guy so much, and as you see here, I'm going to throw in a little music, just because it trolls this guy so much that he pretty much cannot do anything against him because he switches out into his T-Tar, and I am going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. I'm going to go for the Foul Play, try to one-hit KO the Latias. But here, I think, you know what, I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp because I do not want offensive T-Tar with a Swagger to hit me really hard, so I thought I would go for the Will-O-Wisp. He goes for the Self-Talk, shows he was more of a defensive, so I can easily give him a Swagger and be actually pretty okay with him having the +2 because usually I think even a crunch from where he's at shouldn't be able to come in, but he does hit himself with confusion, which is really good. And so now I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp just to cut his attack in half, and even with the attack cut, he's going to hurt himself with confusion and he's going to do a lot of damage, but he snaps out his confusion, goes for the crunch. And that is actually damage with the +2 and the Will-O-Wisp, which pretty much neutralizes itself. So it actually would have killed me with the crunch if he hit me through the confusion with the first time. But here is going back and forth, back and forth. I'm going to recover, and now I actually use Swagger to actually give him confused again. So I want to recover up and hopefully recover solve him if he hits himself with confusion this turn, and he does, which is really good. Even if he didn't, I would have probably done an easy switch to take out this T-Tar, but just because he has the +4 now attack, I know I can easily take a crunch from this guy, even if he doesn't hit himself with confusion. But with the Will-O-Wisp and the burn, it should take him out. No, he actually loses a minuscule HP this turn, and so here I'm actually just gonna go for the Foul Play just in case he switches into his Latias. But now he's gonna switch into Magnazone, and we go out to Troll mode here, and I'm gonna switch into my Gliscor, predicting the obvious Thunderbolt. If you went for Flash Cannon, I probably would have easily been able to take that, but here I'm gonna predict his switch into Landorus because he's obviously not gonna stay in here. I'm thinking he might be Specs, so I'm actually gonna go for Ice Fang, and it does a considerable amount just because I'm a defensive. Gliscor is not gonna want to KO him, but the Poison Heal is gonna bring me back to full HP, and now I can switch into Politoed to switch the rain up. Switch it up to Rain, just so no more Sandstorm up in here. So now he's going to go for Hidden Power Ice, and I'm thinking this guy might be Scarfed. So you know what, I'm just going to go for the Scald, just to take him out, and even if he wants to switch out in anything else, it's going to get burned, which is not going to like it. He actually switches up to U-turn, so shows he's actually an Expert Belt, which is really a lot easier for me to take out just because a Scarf Landorus could outspeed almost every one of my guys, and speed tie with my Scarf Landorus, but now that it's Expert Belted, it's very easy for me to outspeed him. So here he's going to, I actually do get the burn on this Latias, as I'm going to go for the Protect, just to show him I do have the Protect, and then he goes for the Calm Mind, which is really bad for me. So here, I go for the only play I really can do against this guy, which is the Perish Song, just to make sure he doesn't do anything against me, because I'm pretty sure defensive, he seems like a more defensive Latias, should have Recover, so I'm really not betting on him having Will-O-Wisp taking him out just because I'm pretty sure he does have Recover. That's what I'm pretty much banking on here. So I go for the Perish Song just so he's forced to switch out on the third turn. And here, I'm pretty sure he's going to go for the Recover, so I'm going to go for the Scald, just to do a little more damage. It's probably not going to do a lot, but you know what? I'm going to go for the Scald, just do as much damage as I can to this guy. And it actually gives me a perfect chance to go for the Protect, just so I can actually stay with the Parasong and make him switch out. I'm pretty sure he was going to switch out just because he knows I had the Protect, but I decided just to keep it safe, go for the Protect, and now he's going to switch into Star Me. I'm forced to switch out unless I want to lose my Toxicroak. So I'm actually going to switch out, go in my Rotom Wash. I know I can pretty much take anything he can dish out, and he goes for the Thunderbolt. I'm like, okay, I should be able to take that very easily, but sadly, he gets the Paralysis. Kind of karma for the extreme trolly luck I had against this T-Tar. But now he's going to switch to his Latias. I was going to go for the Volt Switch, but sadly, I get fully paralyzed. And so here I'm going to go for the Volt Switch again, just so I can actually do some damage. I really do not want to switch him into Landorus at this point, but he actually does go for the Calm Mind, and so I can go for the Volt Switch. And I'm going to actually bait that I actually have a Scarfed Heracross, because most Heracrosses are Scarfed. So I'm actually gonna bait the Scarfed Heracross, even though leftovers here. But it actually kind of works. He actually does switch out. But I know he is gonna go into Landorus, and my Mega Horn misses, sadly. But now I'm actually gonna go for the close combat, just because even if he does have Earthquake, I resist it, and he goes for the Stone Edge. I take that really easily. Go for the close combat, easily take out the Landorus, just because Heracross is just so strong. The crit did not matter in the least bit. So here, he's actually going to switch into his Starmie. I know Rain at this point kind of helps him out here, but I'm actually going to switch out into Politoed just to take, hopefully, the Surf, which it is a Surf, which is really good for me. So here, only thing I can do is go for the Protect, and I'm hoping that he'd think I'd go for the Protect and go for the Scald, but sadly he gets the crit. Didn't really matter in the long run, because he probably would have demolished me, and Politoed can't really do anything to Star Me except for status him. But here I'm going to go for the Volt Switch again. I'm going to switch into Latias, as I'm actually going to try this again, go for Heracross, even though he did have the lefties before I did. And now it's completely obvious that I am not Scarfed, so I'm just hoping he doesn't have a Psychic move and he only has a Dragon Pulse, and maybe a Hidden Power Fire. But he actually does have the Psyshock, which really bad for me because that's a dead Heracross, and I lose one of my favorite guys. So here I'm actually going to switch into Landorus, just because I know I have the U-turn, and so he actually switches into his Magnezone. I don't know what he was predicting. Maybe the U-turn. The U-turn was actually very obvious, so I'm actually going to switch into my Gliscor. Just because I know I can outspeed him, and I know he might be predicting my Ice Fang, predicting a Latias switch, but I'm going to go straight for the Earthquake. Worst comes to worst, his Latias is burned, and I know I can take it out with the Ice Fang. So here he's going to switch into his Starmie. I know I cannot stay in here, so I'm going to go into Troll, pretty much as death fodder. As he goes for the Ice Beam, which is really good. I guess he was predicting a Landorus switch, or just me staying in. A Surf probably would have probably killed me. But I'm going to go for the Swagger, hopefully getting lucky here. Luckily, I do get the Confusion Hacks here, but it doesn't do much because he's only +2. And here, I'm actually going to go for the Recover, hoping I can take a Surf, but sadly I can't because of the rain. But now he has up that +2 Starmie. That Rapid Spin's gonna do a lot. But here, the only move I pretty much can do is just go into Landorus, U-turn and kill it. But he switches into Latias, which is perfectly fine with me because that's pretty much a dead Latias. I'm going to go into Dark Knight just because I know even if he does recover, I know I can Ice Fang him and hopefully take him out because of the burn. And I'm actually really hoping the burn takes him out, and it does, which is really good. So all he has left is his Starmie and his questionable Infernape. I do not know. I've not seen this Infernape, so I do not know what type of typing it is. But as long as I have my Landorus, and I actually go for Earth Power here, I should be able to take him out. So I'm actually going to use Gliscor as Death Fodder, just so I can actually go into my Landorus, go for Earth Power, which is Sheer Force Earth Power. Should be able to take both out very easily. And then Starmie's down, and all is left is this frickin' Infernape, which Battery's running low. He is actually a Scarfed Infernape, which completely took me by surprise. Come on, seriously, click. Okay, there we go. As only thing he's actually stuck in Hidden Power Ice, which as long as he doesn't get extremely lucky. Come on, seriously. As long as he doesn't get extremely lucky, I should be able to take this guy out because Hidden Power Ice is doing like 2 damage. But I actually get the Parahex, and then I miss the Hydro Pump. I just want to hit 1 Hydro Pump. I was actually very tempted to go for Pain Split, but I do get the Hidden Power Hydro Pump here, and I actually do finish him off. So it's going to be a close 1-0. Good for my comeback. So thanks for watching, guys. Rate, comment, subscribe. As always, stay classy.